Good morning, my name is David Mchinga. This morning I would like to share with you on community gardening. Imagine walking a few blocks from your home just to pick some freshly produced vegetables, tomatoes, green pepper, basil, any kind of green leafy vegetables. And imagine doing this together with your neighbors, turning empty spaces into productive green fields. This morning, like I said, I would like to share with you on how or on the need to transform some of our spaces that are abandoned into productive green spaces by having community gardens. By not just having these community gardens from without following the law, but in compliance with the zoning codes as stipulated by the Mishawaka city. The US State Department of Agriculture says access to affordable The US State Department of Agriculture says access to affordable fresh produce, vegetables to be specific, is a challenge to many Americans and the people of Mishawaka in particular. So, we have this problem at our doorstep. This limited availability or limited access, rather, is a result of high costs of buying these freshly produced vegetables in our supermarkets. In the last 3 months that I've been doing a research on this subject, I've found that the prices are very exorbitant for an average American, someone who earns less. It is hard to have these vegetables as part of your daily meal. So because of that, you are likely to skip these vegetables. So, what's the solution? The solution lies in having community gardens, because it's easy to produce if you come together, 2, 3, 4 people, secure a land or a space, follow the law, which I'm going to explain, and you have your own community garden. So to go in detail with this, community gardening is important in the sense that there is declining social cohesion amongst people as a result of the internet, social media. Studies show that people nowadays like to spend much of their time on their smartphones, on their smart devices. So community gardening is one of the ways we can bring back that social cohesion, that social connectivity, because people can come together and work on a particular assignment, a project, and in that way we bring back our lost social connections. Another thing is Community gardening is a solution to this problem of high or limited availability or access to fresh produce, organically fresh produce. Like I said, if we can turn some of our abandoned spaces that are available in our city, we can make vegetables, freshly produced vegetables, accessible to all the people who might need it. Like I said, I've been to supermarkets. The cost of buying these fresh produce is expensive to people who earn less. It's hard to make these vegetables as part of your daily meal. So you are likely to have it once or twice depending on your income level. So if we are to have community gardens and the owners of those community gardens sell these freshly produced vegetables at a reasonable price, we can solve the problem of access and affordability. Now the question you can have is, how can we have a community garden? What's the procedure? What should we do? Look no further. So the Mishawaka city has some zoning codes, and it outlines steps one can make to make sure that you own a community garden that is in compliance with the law. So I would like to share with you some steps as to how you can acquire a permit. First of all, you need to secure a suitable location and form a group. It can be 2 people, 3 people, 5, and more. So having done that, you need to identify a place, and that place should be open, should have access to sunlight, and it should not be closer to settlements because it might have some environmental hazards or threats to the people neighboring it. You need to gather a team, a committed team, one that is available, one that is dependable, and one that is equal to the task. Step 2, you need to understand and comply with the law or the guidelines. Follow what the guidelines say and be familiar with how to use water, because you will need water, and those guidelines explain well how you can use water and the soil itself and everything to do with environmental or everything related to environmental threats and hazards and everything concerning the environment. Having done that, you need to submit a simple application of your community gardening. And you should provide a basic structure, a sketch of how it will look like, and wait for approval. And I would like to say that there's a pressing need for improved food access here in Mishawaka. A study by the US, or estimates from the US State Department of Agriculture, says Americans have limited access to improved or freshly produced vegetables or produce. So there is a need, there's a demand for it, but what is lacking is the supply. So we can turn these spaces that we have in our city by just taking a step, by just going to the city offices and ask how you can acquire a permit, a license to own a community garden. And let's move from an idea to an activity. And I'm interested to partner with anyone who is willing to join me in this cause of making food access, particularly the produce, freshly produced vegetables here in Mishawaka. By working together, we will bring people of different backgrounds. We will bring back that lost social cohesion and cultivate not just plants, but stronger, healthier, and productive community for all, or for everyone. I thank you for your attention. Goodbye.